Welcome in, family. What's up? What's up? Okay, I do have my son in here in the back, so the TV's going. So that's what the background noise is, okay? But let's just jump right into it, okay? Now, um, this video, as you can tell by the title, is gonna be about birthmarks. So let me show y'all my bracelets. Hold on, my camera light need to be wiped off. Hold on. Hey, it looks a little better. Okay, two I did want to tell y'all. Okay, so when y'all are not, for my women, if y'all don't wear wigs and things like that, you should keep your hair protected, okay? Keep your hair protected. Anytime you may be feeling like iffy, your energy feels weird, or you feel like, oh, like somebody's sending you an evil eye, whatever you feeling, or if you just feel uncomfortable, put a scarf on your head. Protect your head, okay? Protect your head. The color matters too, okay? Pay attention to the colors of your scarf. Protect your head, okay? Period. Let me show y'all the bracelets I made. I will be dropping these tonight at 11:11. 111 on the clock, period. And they will all be $15.55 because these bracelets will invoke change in your life. They are very powerful. It is very serious. If you're not ready to really evolve to the next level and embody the energies, you can read through I'll have videos up, but tonight I'll have actual captions to show you the energy that it can embody. And it's very serious, so if you're not ready for that, or you feel like, I don't know if I want to embody this energy yet, if I'm ready, don't get it. But if you're ready to take your passions and everything that you're trying to do to the next level and you want to embody a certain type of energy, go ahead and check them out, okay? So, here we go. We got a few of them. Okay. Period. Turn up. It's not focusing, but hey. Okay, this iPhone, I don't know, y'all. But yes, let's talk about something that is, and it's so crazy because I feel like I'm getting emotional, but I'm trying not to. I know y'all like, girl, why is you getting emotional? Because, okay, birthmarks, like my past lives, I've done past life regressions. I tap into my past lives, and I still have like work to do, as in tapping into my past lives, because even looking at my birth chart and my natal chart, before that, you know, I always had this pain, you know what I mean? Like this deep pain, and I was just like, I never really knew where it was coming from, even like, just with my parents and things like that. It was really deeper than what I've been through in this life, because when I actually started to analyze my life in this life, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, you know, my life may have not been the best, but it wasn't the worst, you know what I mean? And I was wondering where all this pain was coming from. Like, seriously, like, the pain that I be feeling was so deep, and still feel, you know, just I know how to transmute now. And I want you guys to know that when you start to tap into your birthmarks, when you start to tap into, like, the marks on your palms, when you start to tap into your moles and things like that, realize that it's very serious. You may not like what you may connect to in your past life. You know, I did one session for a past life, and I did a reading for myself, and it was like I killed somebody in the past life, and it really just kind of broke my heart. And it was just like, damn, like, it was fucked up. Like, it just had me feeling fucked. I want to cry now. Like, I don't know what the situation was, you know what I mean? But yeah, and especially for us that have been here in our old souls, and we've been here plenty of lifetimes, my chest getting heavy, it could be a lot, you know what I mean? So just be careful. Only do, you know, take it slow. You know, don't try to go out there and just tap into everything at one time. Take it slow, study yourself, nurture yourself through the process, and love on yourself, okay? And even just like, I'm getting a heavy feeling on my heart, so I know for some of you guys that watch it, you will tap into things that may be uncomfortable or unsettling, but realize that we came here to, like, through suffering, we remember who we are on a soul level, and we are not our emotions. We came here to overcome, okay? We came here to overcome these things. And when it comes down to birthmarks and things like that, those are things that your soul wants you to remember, and maybe not all at once, but your soul wants you to remember it. So if you tap into it and it's too heavy and it hurts and it's deep, understand that ultimately it's a part of your growth, okay? And also, too, we could do sessions where I look into people. Well, it's a meditation that I do, and if you're interested, I could look into your past life, things like that. But let me know. You know what I'm saying? I don't offer it on my site, but I do offer it through email. And I do it. I don't do it for everyone. So email me and we can see. What's going on with what's going on, and yeah, and through that though, you can heal a lot of trauma that you may be feeling in this life through healing your past life. So yeah, get with me if you need help, if you need guidance with that. It is a lot. Like, I'm not just saying that, and I want y'all to really understand that, okay? Because I know we was talking about it on live earlier and all that, but I want y'all to really understand, like, this shit ain't no joke when it comes to emotional levels. You know what I mean? And our emotions, like I tell you all the time, emotions, they're not real, but they are. But it's like, to our soul, for me, 555, big change. For me, I have to follow my soul's mission. I'm telling you, I've had moments where, like, I'm going to do some story times of me coming in contact with different entities and different spirits that have that I had to overcome through this battle of trying to find my soul purpose. And it was hard. Like, I had times where I felt like I was having heart attacks, and it's not a joke. Like, it's real. And once you start tapping into it, you start tapping into it. Okay, so I gave y'all the 6-minute spiel. Let's just jump right in. Okay, and it's nothing to be scared of, but it's definitely something to go about with precaution, pray, and you know what I'm saying. Okay, this is the real spiritual work right here. Okay, this is a part of the spiritual work. Now, birthmarks. Everybody doesn't have birthmarks, so you feel me? Even just knowing that you have a birthmark is deep. You've been here before. Okay, it's not. You're not. This is not your first go around. If you don't have any birthmarks, more than likely, this is your first soul's reincarnation. Not reincarnation, but carnation or whatever, however you term that. But like I was saying, we're gonna do a video on soul levels too, so I'm not gonna talk about that too deep on here. But yeah. So let me get some water, y'all, cause that was a lot. Let me finish this. Is it just me or like drinking out of straws is just so much more convenient? I just want to pour my water over in a cup. But yeah, okay. So birthmarks carry memory. Okay, birthmarks carry memory. Birthmarks is a subconscious symbol of memory, or you could say sigil of memory. And think of sigils, think of symbols, period. I think I was telling you guys, I'm gonna do like I'm learning about symbols deeper, because when I do shrooms and stuff, I see hieroglyphics all over the walls and things like that. Anywhere I go, like everywhere I go, I see, you know what I'm saying, when I do it. Even now though, sometimes I see this without shrooms, but it's super heightened on shrooms, and I see hieroglyphics. I see different things that I want to decode and uncode it and see, like, what is it talking about. And so this is a sigil. So what does that mean? A sigil, a symbol, it holds a message, it holds a meaning. Okay, it is holding a memory that you've been through. Okay, it's there for a reason. Also, excuse me, it's an imprint, it's an imprinted sigil that the soul puts on the body. Okay, most times it's put there because of a traumatic moment. It's put there because of a traumatic moment. Now, the traumatic moment most times is how you died, or a death moment. Like, you'll see people that have like patches in their head. They may got shot in the head in the past life. Or you'll see people with gray hair, like, that just like with me, like I have so much gray hair. It don't make no sense, like. But I'm gonna talk about that too when things appear, especially like if you never had moles, but then they start appearing. Like, I know, like, this mole, one of my moles, like some of my moles on my neck, I didn't used to have, and then they started to appear. What is that about? What does it mean when moles start to appear? What does it mean when a birthmark starts to appear? What does that mean, right? We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, so everyone doesn't have a birthmark. The soul is so traumatized by the memory, as in it could be that death experience we're talking about, that even though your soul is choosing it, because we signed the soul contracts, we signed it, but it can be so traumatizing, and it can even bring a negative facet on the soul. So like, I told y'all I'm gonna go deep on my life personally, which is gonna be probably like very, you know, tough and emotional to talk about. But I feel like I will help people a lot when I tell y'all about it, so I will. But yeah, like when I first did shrooms, I literally saw a dark cloud leave my shoulder. And in that moment of my life, I was going through a really tough breakup, which I have a birthmark right here. I'm going to show you at the end of the video. And that specific birthmark speaks about, like, anything on the left side of your chest speaks about, like, someone who's super empathic, super emotional, and not emotional as in, like, you know what I'm saying, like, whiny emotional. You know what I'm saying, what people think when you say emotional. But somebody who just is a deep lover. They really love from the heart. They're really just heartfelt people. They more so run on their heart than their mind, okay? And that is me, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I go with what I feel, and hey, it is what it is. Like, if I'm crazy, you feel me? Like, I go with the heart. But in this life, I know I came to be more in my mind and learn 11 o'clock and learn things and evolve through that. You know what I mean? So, you feel me? You feel me? But, yeah, when I did shrooms, it was like a dark cloud left my body. And it was so crazy because, like, I was hearing, like, and this doesn't happen to me no more. That's how I know it was that first trip of, like, I had to face something. You feel me? And I was seeing, like, I was hearing things, and it wasn't the best. It wasn't the prettiest, the beginning of that trip. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe it was like 30 minutes of that trip, but it felt like a long ass time. Not the trip was 30 minutes. The trip was longer than that, but that 30 minutes of the trip was very dark before that had left me. And it was like I was hearing voices, and it was like a fucking scary movie. Like, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm not even gonna talk about it in too detail right here, but yeah, like, these story times, I'm trying to debate if I probably will put one on YouTube, but most of them are going to Patreon. Like, I also do, I lucid dream a lot, and I travel through realms and shit, and I put those on my Patreon as well. And those stories is very interesting, because what I be seeing is just like, bruh, like, fuck Earth or wherever we're at, or whatever this dimension is. Like, I didn't even say fuck Earth, I'm sorry, Gaia. But, like, forget this dimension, because all them other dimensions be hella interesting. And it be like, bro, me and my son last night was astral traveling together. Like, I know it. I know he was. And he woke up and said, I love you. We woke up at the same time. Like, and it was just like, we was there. We was somewhere, okay? So, especially too when you got kids, and like his birthmark is in his back. And he has a Mercury in the 12th house. So anybody that has Mercury in your 12th house, know that when you died in your past life, it was very, like, I get that somebody either shot him from behind, somebody he really, really loved or cared about, and like with the Mercury in the 12th house, in that, it's like, he gained all knowledge within that moment, but it was very painful. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have a Mercury in the 12th house, look at where your birthmark is. That's probably where a loved one killed you in your past life, and now you gain a lot of knowledge. Okay? I'm getting carried away. We were already 13 minutes, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Now I talked about the gray hair. Some kids are even born with gray hair. Okay? Like my dad, I think he started having gray hair at 12. And I started having gray hair at like 16, and like now, like even now, like I color my hair or dye it blonde and stuff, and like, but my gray hair is very much like an old lady, and it's just like, but people always have said gray hair is wisdom, but people just, I feel like, just me personally, I just be like, you hear about these things, you hear about it, but like, you just be brushing it off. Don't kick the table. You just be kind of brushing it off. Or I know I did. I really didn't pay attention. But I feel like that veil was meant for me to not pay attention to certain things until a certain time, to where I was ready. 1444 on the clock, spiritual enlightenment. till I was ready to actually use them and evolve with it. And you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, sometimes when we talk about these things, people have known about these things, and I'm like, I never heard of it. Like, but it was because it was meant for me to learn it in this moment so I could use it. And I probably did hear about it. My subconscious caught it, but I didn't catch it. Talked about that scanning in the live earlier. I'm going to do videos about that. But you can scan things, or you, as in, because we're naturally scanning every time. So that's why, too, they say, oh, put plants in your, that's why feng shui, put plants in your environment. You know what I mean? Because, and they say, like, what, your room and things like that, and your environment is a reflection of your inside. Because the outside, and it's not like, you know what I mean? It's a reflection. So taking care of, or seeing, I feel like I got caught up, but taking care of your environment and seeing, like, not saying that, you know, some people function well with certain, what another person may call junkie or whatever, but understanding that as you receive the downloads, you're receiving downloads of your environment. Everything is a download, because this is just a dimension, you feel me? And, like, I hope I'm not losing y'all, but I'm trying to give a really good example. Well, let me give the example I used earlier in the live of where you can look at a book. Like, say if I look at my notebook, say if it was a book, because I wouldn't have wrote a book, right? So look, it's a book. I'm looking at it. I'm not reading it, but my subconscious is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even with me, like, that's why they say the post-its is getting to you. It's deeper than what we think. People think that people, oh, like, yeah, you just start to read it. No, your subconscious constantly is taking that in. So, yeah, okay? I know that makes sense better. I feel like that makes sense better. And I'm getting tongue-tied, like, goodness, what? Okay, so now let's talk about birthmarks. Star system birthmarks. Now, this is where it comes to star seeds. Everybody's not a star seed. You know, social media like to blow things up and blah, 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 but everybody's not a star seed. Okay, some people can be from different dimensions. You may be a god, or you may be an elemental. You could be from so many different dimensions, and people think that, you know, the star seed is the only thing. Like, no, it's so many different things, like so many places that you could be from. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, we're interdimensional beings. And also thinking about the multiple birthmarks you have are holding multiple sources of information, okay, from different lifetimes. Not to say that it couldn't all come from a lifetime. I don't know. But most of this, especially most of this knowledge I have, is come from different teachers around me, or books and things like that. So take what resonates, but these things really resonate with me, because when I show y'all my birthmarks, you're going to be like, and then maybe some of y'all have these same ones because you was drawn to me for a reason. You didn't just come here. You more than likely are probably a star seed too, or some type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I tell y'all, like, even in my vision, when I come up with stuff, I just say it, but it's not that, like I just, like I told you, I just be led. When I came up with my mission to raise the vibration of the collective, that's why I switched from Moon Magic Healer. Like, I'm still a healer. I'm still healing, but I'm doing it by raising the vibration. You feel me? Like, on a wider scope, like, I'm going to even heal outside of Moon Magic, so I had to upgrade it. You feel me? I understood my purpose deeper. Oh, okay. This is giving. This video is giving, and I'm sorry it's long, but I'm sorry not sorry, because y'all need this information. Somebody needs to hear this, and somebody need to understand too, like, bro, your whole star systems don't look like, stars don't look like what we think they look like. We're made from stardust, right? Stars don't look like what we think they look like star. Like, no, they look like us. You feel me? Like, they look like us. Okay, so realize that you're magic. Okay, and don't forget that shit. Now, different star system birthmarks connect to different galaxies and star constellations. Now, I ain't gonna hold y'all. That's something that the veil need to be a little bit more lifted for me. I'm gonna start to scan it, but like, as in reading it, it'd be kind of, I can't. So since I've learned about the scanning thing, I just will look at the star constellations and kind of try to run through a few things on social media and get a couple books. It's better to get books because the lights on the phone is not that great, right? So it's better to get books. So I've been doing that. And it's been helping with me understanding, but I know over time it's gonna help big time. So try that too. If you're just not open to reading it, or it's not appealing to you right now. Understand that this just may not be the time for it. Just let your subconscious absorb it. Just look at it. Sit there and look at it. Okay, you can even play music. Just sit there and look at it. Also, too, I was about to say something. Dang, it'll come back to me. Yeah, we talked about that. You could be from different dimensions. Okay, so also there are branding birthmarks. Okay, I know I used to date a guy who had a branding birthmark. And I wish I had pictures, but I don't have time to do all that. I'm going to actually do a separate video since this video is so long. Because I know I told y'all in the live I was going to do a video about, I was going to add in the video different placements. So I wrote the ones y'all told me down. So I'm going to do a separate video and do my research on everybody's tonight. And I'm going to post another video by Friday about the actual ones you have. But we will talk about a little bit of mine, but not in detail. I'm going to actually get research and get a full understanding, because I ain't going to lie, like, I know it's special. I know it's there, but I don't really know deeply. You feel me? So I want to give y'all the best information. So I'm going to study a little bit more on them and give that to y'all, okay? Now, branded birthmarks. So in certain cultures and secret societies, they will mark an elder after they die to remind them in their next life who they were, okay? That's big time. Even too, like in Asian cultures and like African cultures, that is very much known to be done, okay? So, and it's just like, if you think this stuff sounds crazy, secret societies and all this, and realize like you may be stuck in like in this religion-based program, and you need to get out of that. Because a lot of people are stuck in religion-based programs, and they think because they don't believe in religion, they're not, but they really still are, because they're still running by the gut, or they believe in the government, or that may be your soul level. So at the same time, I don't disrespect nobody, because you could be on that second soul level of wanting to be a builder and wanting to be incorporated in the government, but that shit's coming down anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that, though, in the soul level videos. So I think that's pretty interesting, too, about the branding birthmarks. That's pretty cool. And as people find it, well, we're going to talk about it, how to use your birthmark and to understand it and help and to use it to evolve you. Like, because we're not just talking about birthmarks to be like, oh, cool, we're from this constellation. Oh, we got this. No, we're finding this information out to use it to evolve, to elevate ourselves within our spirituality, like we were talking about earlier. So that when our soul can gain, because to feed your soul, you have to give it light. So certain information and download. They don't want me to get out of this. And downloading certain information feeds the soul, okay? Feed your soul daily, okay? And don't just be listening to people that just be going out in the sun. It's like, it's a certain way to do these things, okay? Which, that's what I'm going to get into. This year is that spiritual year of evolution, so I got y'all. Y'all hold it down, POP. We going to hold it down. We going to elevate, okay? Excuse me. Ooh. And even just think about, like, all this stuff has been shown to us in movies, and we think that, oh, it's funny, or it's a joke, or it's not real, or it's just fiction, or it's scary, or it's this. But even just like watching them alien shows on Amazon Prime is really telling you about you. Go on Amazon Prime and search that alien shit up. Search it up. And think about them aliens as you. And tell me how you feel about that. Okay, we need to start. Me and my homegirl was talking about doing Vibe High Oracle. Me and her was talking about doing a book club. But we could also do a show, watching like spiritual shows. That's a good idea to do that, okay? I might start that tonight. Y'all let me know. My first people that view the video, let me know. Now, let's get into hands. Divine marking. So look at my hands. Y'all see that? That M? Y'all see that? Now, too, especially for it to be on both hands, look at your hands. That is what? Palmistry, right? But it's very much telling, and this is so crazy because that is so deep, like when you start to look into that palmistry thing, but these are divine markings, okay? Divine markings. Now, we all hold divine energy. Don't forget that. But these markings are, and that's what I really want to be clear on. Like, this is not, because, I don't know, Spirit just want me to say this. Like, nobody's better than anybody. Everybody is, we're just all souls trying to evolve, you feel me? So take that out of the equation, and if that is an equation in your mind, it's like you really need to find yourself, and that's something that you need to overcome, okay? We're going to talk about overcoming these things in the end. But yeah, so divine markings, okay? Palmistry can tell a lot about who you are and what you came here to do. Also, too, you can meditate on these things and tap into downloads from the past life. We're going to talk about that, too, in the other videos. Now, we got moles and freckles, okay? Moles, freckles, dots, whatever you want to call them. You can be born with these. Like, I know I was born with one right here on the top of my head. I will show y'all, but if I let this little afro loose, she ain't gonna want to get back in there, okay? She's not gonna want to get back in there. So we're not about to do that with her today, okay? But moles and freckles are also, can look like constellations and also have many meanings. Like the one by the lip, right here on your lips, is divine. You have a really divine feminine energy. That's why, too, they be like, oh, you're gonna put a beauty mark? Think about it. Even like I used to wear heavy makeup all the time. I used to do makeup, and I would always put like one right here by my lip, and I never knew why I did that, but it always made me feel, you know what I'm saying, feminine. And I even just now, I'm just now putting two and two together with y'all, that was why I was doing it, because it was giving me that feminine energy, because that's a Venus, they say it's a Venus placement or something, it's real, something. I don't know, I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing and then y'all take it and run with it, but if you look into that, it's something about Venus and that feminine energy, okay? But when you have, like I told y'all, I had this mode come up recently. As DNA changes and other DNA is activated, new markings can appear on your body. So, whoa, how is that happening, right? How is DNA activated? Now, we just had 3 solar flares. If you didn't see my New Earth video, check that video out, because you could be having some downloads. You could have gotten a DNA activation. I talked about that in one of my readings, too. But you could have had a DNA activation. You didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you got some new markers on your body, or you just could have had a DNA activation and things are different and you didn't even know it. Now, okay, well, what's a DNA activation? Okay, so it can happen in many different ways, but the way I'm going to talk about here is where extraterrestrials will come here and help. They will unlock some of your junk DNA. Now, this is like with me, like I literally can't relate to who I was literally last year this time or the year before last. Like I came here and was visiting with came and visited Shayna, and it had been only a year, but for me it had felt like it had been 2 years, and I swear to God I thought it was 2 years, but it was had been 1 year. And that was because my DNA had been activated so much that I can't even remember that. I can't remember who I was 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I can't remember it vividly because I was so asleep. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of DNA activation since then. Especially with shrooms, they push them activations, okay? But also the extraterrestrials will come here and help you to unlock some of your DNA, your junk DNA. So that's how sometimes too your moles could pop up, even like on your hands and things like that. Like I also had that one too. And I'm not gonna show my birthmarks in this video because the video is already at 30 minutes and I got a lot of notes left still. But yeah, so you get new downloads. Upgrading your DNA could look like getting new downloads. Like I remember the other night, me and my friend, we woke up and we was just texting each other, and we was just going back and forth like, oh, having ideas. 29 on it too. 11, that's 11. But we was just having so many ideas, and we was just going back and forth, ping ponging on the activation. We're like, we just feel so good. We just checked the thing, and it was like it was a good placement that day. Jupiter was aligned with something. We like, bro, we was getting a DNA activation. Okay, and you'll get new downloads. You'll get new ways of thinking, and that's another reason why I can't really resonate with who I was in the past too, because I don't think the same way. You feel me? Also too, you can gain clairs. Like I remember, you wasn't always able to be able to be a seer, SEER, like see deeply into people, or even now like clairaudient, I can hear people's thoughts. I wasn't always able to do that, so it could be even like scary to people at first. Like for me, it was like, whoa, what the fuck? Is that me or them? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like through astral abduction from the extraterrestrials, they'll give that to you, okay? And not in a bad way, not abduction in a bad way, but you know, they enhancing and unlocking your junk DNA. Now, what's a way that you can kind of push these activations without plant medicine, without any of that stuff? We talked about scanning or whatever, but ultimately too, overcoming fears and tapping into your passions, figuring out, okay, well, what's your passion? Tap into your passion. I always tell y'all too, what is your passion? That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you should be putting your life force energy into, putting your energy into your passion. Because too, whatever you struggle with is what you came here to overcome. So if you struggle with money, love, health, communication, drugs, that may be the karma of the generation that you chose to go into. But it's not about what you accomplish, it's about what you overcome. Okay? On a soul level. The matrix makes you think that it's about what you accomplish, but it's about what you overcome. Okay, family? And yeah, and just like really just doing your research and becoming aware of things and like looking into yourself. Like it's not always everybody else. If you're still dealing with something or you can't get past something, it's something to do with you, okay? And that's why too we have different deities and different gods and things that we'll work with, because we also can hold their divine energy. Especially if you are African American, I always recommend to work with the Orishas, because naturally you have that African energy. I don't care if you're from Africa or not, you have that African energy in you, okay? So look at yourself and look at what's wrong with you and see what you can overcome. And as you overcome those things, you overcome that fear. You overcome a lot, okay? And you gain a lot of DNA activation through that. Too, and just really like understanding that, okay, well, how do I know what I need to overcome? Whatever makes you super emotional or makes you reactive and things like that, where you can't control your emotions, that is definitely something you need to overcome. I remember for me, it's been a lot of things. I had to overcome drinking. I had to overcome spending my money crazy. I had to overcome love, abandonment, and just like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot. And I'm still young and I'm still doing this. So it's like it's a journey. What does Nipsey say? Like, bro, it's a marathon, okay? It's not a race, it's a marathon. So yeah, look at how you can evolve. Look at the man in the mirror, Michael Jackson. He was woke. And now when you overcome these things, you can have real power. And I say ultimately too, that's why I've been pushing that self-love so heavy, because focusing on thyself. Some people don't even like to be by themselves. Some people can't be by themselves. It bothers them, it troubles them. That's a problem, okay? That's a big problem. Focus on yourself. Fuck everybody else. You shouldn't even care about what other people think. It's not your problem. What do you think of you? Okay, this video is super long. I'm about to end it right here. I gotta do some more videos. Y'all don't forget I'm dropping the bracelets tonight, okay? Support. I'm making 11 of each one. I'm excited. I love you guys. Peace.